Chapter 7. Preventing Challenging Behaviour through Behavioural Monitoring. Positive Behavioural Supports for the Classroom, 3rd edition. Importance of data collection. Schools require that students progress toward academic and behavioural goals, and that they have to be monitored and reported to parents on a regular basis. Enables teachers to determine present levels of functioning, from which goals for behavioral improvements can be made. Importance of data collection continued. Objective measurement provides a basis for evaluating interventions, helps to meet the requirements for using scientifically based practices. Data collection in the 3-tier model of PBS. Universal level data. Used to identify needs for school-wide PBS programs. Monitor impact of those programs on student behavior. Assess fidelity of implementation of those programs. Fidelity is the degree to which interventions are implemented correctly in the way they were originally designed and intended to be used. Targeted level data. Used to monitor the effectiveness of Tier 2 interventions on the social and/or academic behaviors of students. Tertiary level data, designed for use with individual students, used to monitor supports. How to measure behavior. 7 steps to measure behavior. 1. Operationally define target behavior. 2. Decide the behavior measurement system that best reflects the behavior to be measured. 3. Determine data collection periods. 4. Collect baseline data first, then intervention data. 5. Convert data if necessary. 6. Graph data. 7. Interpret data. Step 1. Operationally define target behavior. Operational definition. A precise, specific definition of target behavior that helps two people to agree on when the behavior is occurring. Defines what behavior you should target. If you target inappropriate behavior, also consider monitoring, a replacement behavior. Step 2. Decide which measurement system to use. 6 measurement systems. 1. Event recording. 2. Interval recording. 3. Time sampling. 4. Duration recording. 5. Latency recording. 6. Permanent products. Using the wrong system will result in meaningless data. Each are used for specific types of behaviors. 1. Event recording. Frequency recording. Event recording is appropriate when the goal is to increase or decrease the number of times a behavior occurs. Used for behaviors that have a clearly observable beginning and end, occur briefly rather than for long periods of time, are not so fast that they cannot be counted. Forms of event recording. Restricted events, also known as restricted operants, only occur in response to a specific stimulus. Example, reading a word, must count 2 things: the antecedent stimulus, responding behavior. Unrestricted events, known as free operants, behaviors that can occur at any time, rather than only in the presence of a particular stimulus. Count how many times the behavior occurs. Example, initiating a conversation. 2. Interval recording. Used to measure continuous or high-frequency behaviors. Determine the length of time to measure the target behavior. Divide this period into equal parts. Indicate on your data collection form if the target behavior occurred or did not occur at any time during each interval. Types of interval recording. Whole interval recording. Record when the target behavior occurs throughout the interval. Partial interval recording. Record when target behavior occurs at any time during the interval. 3. Time sampling, a variation of interval recording, appropriate for the same types of behaviors as interval recording. To use time sampling, determine a period of time in which to observe. Divide the period into equal intervals. During the observation, indicate whether or not the target behavior is occurring at the end of each interval. Duration recording, used when the goal is to increase or decrease how long a behavior occurs. Appropriate for behaviors that have a clearly identifiable beginning and end. Note start and stop times for the target behavior, or use a stopwatch. 5. Latency recording, used when the goal is to increase or decrease how long it takes for the behavior to begin. Refers to the time between a stimulus and the response. The minutes and/or seconds between those two are the latency data. 6. Permanent products, most widely used method in education. Refers to concrete, tangible results, outcomes of a behavior. Most common product is written work completed by students. Permanent products alone are not data. Event or duration data must be recorded from the permanent product and then converted, if necessary, and graphed. Step 3. Determine data collection periods. Length of the data collection period depends on the behavior being monitored. For low-frequency behaviors, the data collection period could be an entire day. For high-frequency behaviors, data collection could occur during a single period or part of a period. Data collection should occur during times of the day when the target behavior is most likely to occur. Data collection should occur at the same time and place for each data collection period. Step 4. Collect baseline data first, then intervention data. First, collect baseline data on target behavior. Measure the behavior for 3 to 5 observation periods before starting the intervention. After approximately 3 to 5 baseline data points, begin intervention and continue to collect data. Exceptions to the baseline rule. Do not collect baseline, limit baseline for target behaviors that are dangerous to the child or others, or highly disruptive. Step 5. Convert data if necessary. Raw data may not be in a form that can be used for valid comparisons across data collection sessions. Data that require conversion. Restricted event raw data. Convert to percentages before graphing, unless the opportunities to respond are controlled. Unrestricted event data. Data collection periods in the same length the behaviors occur infrequently. Report as raw data. Data collection periods vary in length. Report as rate. Interval recording and time sampling. Convert to percentage. Duration and latency data do not need to be converted. Step 6. Graph data. Allows quick and easy visual inspection of data to facilitate decision-making, facilitate communicating with others about the behavior. How to graph data. Y-axis, ordinate, label to reflect behavior being measured. X-axis, ordinate, abscissa, is divided into equal increments. Intersection is always 0. Note, X-axis label to reflect observation periods. Plot baseline data. Dashed line separates conditions. Plot intervention data. Y-axis, incidence of chewing nails. X-axis, October 5th to October 10th recording nail biting incidents from 10 to 11 a.m. Baseline, chewing nails without intervention. Dashed line separates data pre- and post-nail biting. Intervention, incidence of chewing nails. If data are clustered among high values or divided between high and low values, The graph can be condensed to allow all data points to be plotted on the same page. This is done by inserting a scale break, or two short lines, across the y-axis at the point where increments on the scale are omitted. In our sample graphs, a scale break is inserted on the graph on the right. Step 7. Interpret data. Look at graphed data for trends, or 3 consecutive data points in the same direction. If graphed data indicates a trend in the right direction, continue the intervention until student reaches criterion. If the data line is erratic, inconsistent, opposite of the desired direction, flat for more than 3 data points, examine the intervention. Re-examine the hypotheses developed from the functional assessment. Implement a new intervention.